A Tennessee-based Christian ministry serving impoverished children in Uganda now accusing Bank of America of religious discrimination after it completely shut down all of the group's accounts. Alliance Defending Freedom senior counsel Jeremy Tedesco is representing the Christian nonprofit, and he joins us now. Jeremy, thank you for joining us this morning. Debanking is real. We had Nigel Farage on our show just the other week. He experienced this back in England. We saw what happened with the Canadian truck drivers. Tell us what happened with this Christian group and why you think it happened.
Well, sure. Bank of America closed the account of Indigenous Advance, which is a ministry that feeds and clothes orphans and widows in Uganda. And they also reached out and closed the account of a Memphis church that gives to that charity. They gave no good reason for it. All they did was cite the kind of policies we always see in these debanking situations. They say risk tolerance policies, or they say we don't do business with your business type anymore. But those aren't reasons. Those are just evasions. Our client asked for about 4 months for an answer, a specific reason, and all the employees would do is read back what was in the letters they sent them, which were just those vague reasons. So we filed a complaint with the Tennessee Attorney General's office asking them to look into the situation, a situation that appears to be a debanking based on viewpoint.
Yeah, I mean, this is very similar to the Chinese communist social credit system, right? Where if you run afoul of the powers that be or the narrative that they want, your client has no idea. They must have some suspicion. Is it that they think that it's because they're Christian? I want to read you a statement really quick from Bank of America. They said, "We are proud to provide banking services to nonprofit organizations affiliated with diverse faith communities throughout the United States. Religious beliefs are not a factor in any account closing decisions. Our U.S. division that serves small businesses doesn't offer banking services to organizations that provide debt collection services for a variety of risk-related considerations and doesn't serve small businesses operating outside of the United States." So what do you make of that? Because this doesn't sound like anything that your client has done. They're not operating outside. I mean, they're from Tennessee. They're obviously a charity working in Uganda. What do you think is going on here?
What's going on is they're making up reasons after the fact to try to cover over their bad actions. I mean, these are the explanations, the ones you're reading, that they gave to Daily Mail, an international media organization, 4 months after they closed the accounts. Right. The only time they came up with these excuses was when that media organization started to scrutinize them. So this is the common wagon circling we see in these circumstances. But it really raises, what happens is you look at all their reasons, none of them add up. They don't withstand scrutiny. And so the only thing you're left with, the only way to really understand the situation, is you close their account because of their religious beliefs or activities. And this is something we're really concerned about. Debanking is on the rise. You mentioned Nigel Farage. There's other debanking situations going on in the States with J.P. Morgan Chase debanking Samuel Brownback's religious nonprofit last year. And Americans shouldn't have to fear that they could lose their bank account because of their religious or political beliefs. So we're pushing back on this. But it's not just Americans that are harmed by these kind of things. In this situation, real people in Uganda suffered harm.
Yes.
The charity couldn't pay their employees for a week. And in Uganda, people don't live paycheck to paycheck. They usually live meal to meal. And when you can't get a paycheck for a week, it really harms your ability to put food on your table for yourself and your family.
Yeah, real life consequences for the charity, but mostly for those they serve in a very impoverished country in Africa. You are from the Alliance for Defending Freedom. We thank you for your work, for bringing attention to this. This is a very serious and growing problem in America.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we hope others reach out to you if they are experiencing the same thing.